I'm back once again for another movie review. I haven't done one live in quite some time. I've done like shorts of these ones, but here we go. So, the latest directed Sam Raimi latest directed film. If you don't know who Sam Raimi is, he is the latest. He is one of the more more known for horror directed films, such as the Evil Dead franchise, and of course Drag Me to Hell. And he's also known for directing Marvel comic book films of the Spider-Man trilogy. And he's back once again to do more so of another dark comedy film called Send Help, and it's played by Rachel McAdams as Lily Linder. Dylan O'Brien, who is the president, who is pretty much the president of this company that Linda, played by Rachel McAdams, is working for. Dennis Haybert, Xavier Samuel, and Chris Peng. A woman and her overbearing boss become stranded on a deserted island after a plane crash. They must overcome past grievances and work together to survive, but ultimately it's a battle of wills and wits to make it out alive. So yeah, we pretty much gather that Lily is trying to. She's been with this like computer company for over 7 years for some time. She was promised by the president who took over at the time, played by Dylan O'Brien as Bradley Preston. But before she was promised by his father that she was going to be she was going to go from being the manager into being vice president and vice president of the board. And she ends up getting passed up by Donovan in the film, as he is only been with the company only for 6 months. So she's pretty much having a conversation with Bradley about why she ends up getting passed up. She's really good with she's has a neurotic, erratic, sort of behavior, but she's good with the numbers as he puts it in points of phrase. But the issue is, she's kind of, like I said, erratic and neurotic. She's a bit like off kilter, and she's not necessarily what many people consider to her to be a people person. And so that's what he's looking for the company. That's what he's looking for in her, and he just didn't see it, and he just didn't see the potential in her and believing that she could actually make the company feel and do better. And so it's more of like he wants to try to, it's more of like a see it and prove it, which he thinks of her. And he ends up becoming overbearing later on in the film, asking her and demanding her things. But when she has that conversation, he ends up getting the idea of like having like more so of like taking a trip to more so like a trip, like a road trip, but this time on a traveling over flight to end up to Bangkok in order to be in some sort of like competition, in order for Lily to prove herself to Bradley. And so she accepts. She's working on online, on a project. And so once Bradley and the rest of his crew and Donovan end up watching like some old videos of Lily doing commercials and everything, and it kind of really upsets her. But then once we saw that it was a freak, more of a plane crash, a freak accident, a plane crash, and most of the people that was travelers and goers did not end up surviving. Only two remain, and that would pretty much end up being Lily and Bradley on this deserted island. And pretty much we would end up seeing it was closer to Thailand. And so it was more of like a cat and mouse game, knowing that Lily and Bradley were the only ones survived. They're trying to look for, some sort of way of trying to get back on the shore, getting back into the city. This doesn't work their way. Lily is doing all kinds of things, like trying to get smoke signals, trying to get like food and water and shelter. And also Brian ends up injuring himself from the crash. So she's taking care of him, but he still doesn't really, fully engage with her. Doesn't really respect Lily at all. he still think that she's kind of toxic and doesn't really at the time see the value of her, unless end up having a way of ends up having a way of helping her out and telling him more, showing him more about the island that they end up getting stranded on. And throughout the film is pretty much a battle of wits and wills, of just surviving and pretty much thriving in this chaotic environment, in this chaotic world. So my thoughts pretty much going into this film was like, yo, what a crazy, barbaric, chaotic thrill ride that felt more of like a dark comedy, and a lot of hilarious, laugh out loud moments, especially the connected chemistry and dialogue between Lily and Bradley. I thought that was just incredible what they did. They pretty much make up the majority of the film. They had so much really good chemistry back and forth. I really just enjoyed it throughout. Left with joy, left with a smile. I had a blast on my face, just really just noticing what they could do. They have really excellent chemistry. Rachel McAdams, this is not the kind of film that I picture her doing, of more of a dark comedy. This is kind of out of her lane. But Sam Raimi, like I said, and a similar thing with Dylan O'Brien. I wasn't picturing Dylan O'Brien playing Bradley as the president, and he ended up getting stranded on the island and everything. I didn't picture him being in this kind of role for him. This is kind of different for both of them. But Sam Raimi, what he does is he pretty much takes and molds like top-notch level A-list stars and really puts them into a world where he ends up, controlling the outcome and the atmosphere and the tension of the film, and that really just resonates and revelates and really ignites with me, and really fits the mold of his directorial style. And so that's what I appreciate, because it went back to just the fun, the exciting, and the thrills and the basics. It's just what makes a fun dark comedy film. And the marketing and the promotion of this film is the only issue, is a negative, along with a couple of subplots and a few things as far as the pacing that kind of drags a little bit too much. That takes a little bit too long to get to the central theme and the message and the point. So those would be the main criticisms that I have. But the main positives that I will say is the performances were from Rachel McAdams and, of course, Dylan O'Brien were great. The direction from Sam Raimi was solid. I thought the comedy aspect worked and really made it worthwhile and well worthwhile in the whole. I really just enjoyed just the overall thrill and the feeling of it. And like I said, the comedy and the lines, the one-liners, the quick whips, it just really made the movie worthwhile. Oh, hey, what's going on? Omar Sanchez, hey, what's going on? But yeah, I really just enjoyed the quick whips and the dialogue from both of them, from Rachel and Dylan O'Brien. So yeah, that was some really good stuff that I like overall throughout. And I just thought the film was very entertaining. The comedy worked. It felt right at home. The direction from Sam Raimi, because he builds tension. The executive producers and overall just the writers really did a good job with the numbers out here. And I thought the overall cinematography, the looks of the film, and just the effects and how it goes from one end. You saw a facial look from Lily, and then another look from the facial look of Bradley. I thought it was just really good shot takes from the film, from the producers, and of course the cameraman. They did a really good job just shooting also with it. The lighting and the photography was really good as well behind it. Also, I really do like the extra cast. Dennis Haysbert, I thought he really played a good role. And Xavier Samuel as Donovan, I thought he really played a good role as well. So, yeah, really good cast all around. I thought it was really entertaining. I had a blast, had a fun time with it. And like I said, the negatives, I would say, to me, is without a doubt the pacing. I thought the pacing kind of felt a little bit dull, a little bit slower in the beginning, but it really, really picked up in the second and third act. So it didn't really bother me that much. Some of the subplots and concepts, doesn't always 100% land and work for me. And I guess the ending, we saw what happened with Lily, what happened with her, and of course what transpired, what happened to Bradley. that was kind of crazy what happened with them. But overall, with this film, I give this a 3 out of 4 stars. It's a really, really solid film. Very entertaining. I definitely will go back and watch this again. I mean, I really just like the chemistry between them. I thought they really did a great job. And Sam Raimi's direction, like I said, it's just typical Sam Raimi. He does his work. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Send Help. Tell me what you guys think about it. Have you seen it or not? And if you did, tell me what you guys think about it. Let me know down in the comment section. And I am out.